Hi, I'm Kayla Bedwell, Human Resources Coordinator with Resource Alliance, and I'm going to give you a quick tour on how to complete the I-9 form completely and accurately. The I-9 form is used for verifying the identity and employment authorization of individuals hired in the United States. We verify someone's identity and employment authorization by using the documentation that they provide. If you take a look at the list of acceptable documents at the end of the I-9 form, you will see that List A items establish identity and employment authorization, List B items establish identity, and List C items establish employment authorization. Employees may provide either one document from List A or a List B and a List C item to satisfy the I-9 requirements. Employees are allowed to choose which documentation to bring. You may not tell the employee which specific documentation to bring. Any documentation that the employee provides must be unexpired and must be the original copy. You cannot accept a photocopy of any documentation. One of the most recent changes to the list of acceptable documents is concerning the Social Security card. We are no longer allowed to accept restricted Social Security card. A restricted Social Security card would be a Social Security card with any of these three restrictions on there. Either it says not valid for employment, valid for work only with INS authorization, or valid for work only with DHS authorization. If an employee presents you with a restricted Social Security card, you may request that they either provide another List C document or a List A document to satisfy the I-9 requirements. So let's take a look at Section 1. This section is to be filled out by the employee no later than the first day of employment. The employee should complete Section 1 before you complete Section 2. Employees will begin by listing their demographic information at the top, including their name, address, date of birth, and Social Security number if your company participates in E-Verify. After that, the employee will choose their citizenship status. If the employee checks boxes number 3 or number 4, they will need to supply additional information such as their alien registration number or foreign passport number. Once they have chosen their citizenship status, they will need to sign and date the form below with the current date. If your employee uses a preparer or a translator, the preparer or translator will need to write in their information under the preparer or translator certification section and check the box stating a preparer or translator assisted the employee in completing Section 1. If the employee did not use a preparer or translator, they will need to check the box that states, I did not use a preparer or translator, and leave the rest of the preparer or translator section blank, and that'll complete Section 1. So once the employee has completed Section 1, you, the hiring manager, are responsible for reviewing and ensuring that your employee fully and properly completed Section 1. Your Resource Alliance HR representative is always available for your assistance as well. So let's take a look at Section 2. Section 2 is to be completed by the hiring manager within 3 business days of the employee's first day of employment. However, it's best practice to complete Section 2 on the employee's first day of work. You will begin Section 2 by writing in your employee's last name, first name, middle initial, and citizenship or immigration status at the top of the page. You will find the citizenship or immigration status by referring back to Section 1 to see which box your employee checked, and you will write down that corresponding number on Section 2. Once the employee shows you his or her List A document or List B and List C documents, examine the document to make sure that it is A, unexpired, and B, seems to be, to the best of your knowledge, legitimate. If you examine a document that seems to be fake or altered in any way, please contact your HR representative immediately for assistance. So let's say your employee provides you with a List A document, such as a passport. You would write in their passport information under List A. The document title would be passport. The issuing authority would be the U.S. Department of State. The document number would be the passport number, and you would need to list the expiration date as well. If your employee, let's just say they provided you with a List B document, such as a driver's license, and a List C document, such as a Social Security card, you will need to write in their driver's license and Social Security card information into their respective List B and List C columns. So for the driver's license, the document title would be driver's license. The issuing authority would be whichever state issued the driver's license. The document number would be the driver's license number, and you would list the expiration date. And for the Social Security card, the document title would be Social Security card. Issuing authority would be whichever administration or department is listed on the seal of that card. The document number would be the Social Security number, and of course there is no expiration date. So it's very important to make sure that the documents are written down in the correct list on the form. And if you're ever unsure which list a document belongs to, refer to the list of acceptable documents. So once you've completed writing in the employee's document information, you will move on to the certification portion below. Here you will write in the employee's first day of employment right here. This is commonly missed on the I-9 form, so make sure that you write down their first day of employment. You will sign and print your name, your job title, and your company's name and address as well at the bottom. So you've now completed section 2. You do not need to sign at the bottom of the page. Usually section 3, which is on the next page, would be right after section 2, and it kind of blends in with section 2, but it's for re-verifications and rehires only. So even if you're completing a new I-9 form for a rehire, you still don't need to write anything in section 3. Leave this section blank. So after your new hire has completed section 1, you've completed section 2, you're now ready to make copies of your new hire's I-9 documents and send the I-9 form along with a copy of the supporting documentation to your HR representative for review. So in closing, I would like to thank you for your time, and as always, if you have any questions, please reach out to your Resource Alliance HR representative. Thank you.